Guys, let's see how we can do this problem right here. The question is asking find the volume of the solid formed by revolving the region bounded by y is equal to root x, y is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4 about the line x is equal to 6. Let's see how we can do this. So first of all, we have to draw the graph for this one. So we have y is equal to root x. So if you draw the graph for that, that's going to look like this. So we know that root x graph looks like this, right? So this is going to be root x graph, and then y is equal to 0, starting from y is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4. So x is equal to 4 is going to be a line like this, and let's say this is 4. So the region we are interested in, this region, the region bounded by these two. So this is the region we are trying to find, volume of the region. So let's see how we can find it. And also they have given that it's rotating around x is equal to 6. So this is the rotation region, right? So x is equal to 6. Now if you see, the x is equal to 6 is parallel to y-axis. This is our y-axis, the x-axis, and if it's parallel to y-axis, we write everything in terms of x. If it's parallel to x-axis, we write everything in terms of y. So that's the relationship. So this is parallel to y-axis, so we have to write everything in terms of x. So let's go ahead and write the equation in terms of x first. So in cylindrical cell method, the volume equation is going to be 2 phi integral a to b, and now we have to write radius and height in terms of x. So here radius is going to be in terms of x and height is also going to be in terms of x. Let's see how we can find the radius right here. So whenever we have this one, when this rotating axis parallel to y-axis, we draw a rectangle parallel to y-axis, right? The radius is going to be the distance from the rotating region and this one. So this is going to be the radius. And the x is always from the 0 to whatever the rectangle we are drawing. The distance from 0 to this one is going to be the x, right? So this is x, this is r, and we know from here to here the total distance is 6, right? Now we want the radius in terms of x. That's the main thing. So if you want to get radius in terms of x, if you notice the total distance is 6, and if you subtract this x from this 6, that's going to give us this distance. That's the radius. So we can directly go ahead and say 6 minus x is going to be the radius, right? So now we have wrote the radius in terms of x. Now we have to write the height in terms of x. We know the height of this one is going to be from here to here. That's the height, right? And if it's 0 to this distance, that's also same as y. Same concept for x. 0 to this distance of the whatever the rectangle we are drawing, that distance is x. 0 to whatever the rectangle height of the rectangle we are drawing, that's gonna be the y. So here h is also y, and this y changes if we shift this one from like a little bit higher, and we start from here. The y is going to be higher, h is going to be only the height from the height of the region. So that's the difference. In this case, y and h are same. So we can directly go ahead and say h is equal to y. But we have to write y in terms of x because we want everything in terms of x, right? So from the original equation, we can notice that y is equal to root x. So we can replace this one with root x. Now we have height in terms of x. Now we can go ahead and plug it in this equation. Let's see how we can find it. So 2 phi integral. So whenever we have everything in terms of x, this limits of integration is going to be x distance of this region. So that's starting from 0 and going until 4. So that's going to be the limits of integration. So this is going to be 0 to 4. And we know the radius, that is 6 minus x. And we know the height, that is root x. We can write it as x power half dx. Now let's do let's simplify this one furthermore. So this is going to be 2 phi integral 0 to 4, 6 times half x power half. This is going to be 6x power half minus x times x power half. That is same as 1 plus half, right? That is 1.5, same as 3 over 2. X power 3 by 2 dx. Now if we can do the integration, so this is just going to be 6 phi and then 6 times, if we add one more to the power, that's going to be 1.5. 1.5 is same as 3 by 2. Now we have to divide by 3 by 2 too. So 3, and we have to divide by 2. So instead of writing 2 in the bottom, I can bring to the top, right? Same as that. So 3 by 2, so we have 2 by 3 minus, if I add one more to this power, that's going to give us, so 3 over 2 plus 2 by 2, that's going to give us 5 by 2. So 5 by 2, we have to divide this one by 5 by 2. 5, instead of putting 2 down, I can bring it to the top, so that's going to be multiplied by 2. Now we have done the integration, and this is going from 0 to 4. Now let's plug the 4 and see what happens. So if I plug 4, this is actually 2 phi right here, 2 phi, and if I plug 4 for this one, this is going to be, so let's simplify this one further. This is actually 3 times 2, right? 2 times 2, 4. So we have 4 already in front, and if you substitute 4, it's going to be 4 power 3 by 2 minus, and then this is going to be 2 times 4 power 5 by 2 over 5, right? This is when we substitute 4. What happens if we substitute 0? This will become 0, because if x is 0, everything is 0. And here also, if x is 0, everything is 0. So we can just substitute 0 instead of plugging and cancelling, right? So this is, the other side is going to be just 0. So only thing remaining is this first part. So let's simplify this one. 2 phi times 4. So instead of writing 4 times this one, we can write 2 square, right? 2 square 3 by 2. The reason we are writing like this is because this 2 power 2 and this bottom 2 cancels. Because this is dividing, this is multiplying. So this will cancel, and that only give us 2 cubes. So we can cancel directly. Minus 2, again we can write this one also as 2 square times 5 by 2. Here also this 2 cancels, and we only get this part right here. So let's do the simplification. Let's continue this one right here. Right, so 2 phi times 4 times 2 cube. 2 cube is going to be just 8, right? So multiply by 8 minus 2 times 2 power 5. 2 power 5 is 32. So this is going to be 2 times 32 divided by 5. And let's multiply this. 2 phi times 8 times 4 is going to be 32. Minus 32 times 2 is going to be 32 times, if you want to do in simple way, there's a simple way to approach this one too. To do that, just keep it like this. 2 times 32 over 5. So now the common denominator is going to be 5. So 2 phi 32. So if I take common denominator 5, this one is going to be multiplied by 5. So 5 times 32 minus 2 times 32 over 5. So this is going to give us 2 phi times 5 minus 2, because this, since we have 32 right here, we can directly subtract. So this is going to be 5 minus 2, 3, right? So 3 times 32, 3 times 32 over 5. So 3 times 32 is what? 3 times 32 is 96, right? 96 times 2, it's going to give us 192. So 192 phi over 5 is going to be the final answer. And that's how we do this kind of problems. I hope you guys find this video helpful. See you next time.